Welcome back to the Union Street Podcast. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. This is episode 55, and we are broadcasting to you our season 1 finale. It's been quite an amazing year of doing podcasts. We have had lots of different guests in. We've had many ideas shared, many things that we are very proud of to say that we've done in the past year of podcasting. Now, we are taking a little break, whether it's 2 weeks or 6 weeks. I haven't decided yet, but I know that I'm taking some time away from this podcast to focus on other things that need attention right now. When I started this podcast, it gave me a reason to have conversations with people that I would not have been able to have if it weren't for this podcast and being able to invite them in and ask them specific questions that I wanted answers to, that I could learn from, that I wouldn't necessarily have the opportunity to ask them just in passing conversation or something casual, or even meet them at all in the first place. This podcast has allowed me to establish relationships, and I'm excited to see where those go. And, that was an amazing thing about starting this podcast, is just being able to learn. That's my favorite thing about doing season 1 of this podcast, is just learning from all the amazing people that are around me across the country. It's been really cool and eye-opening to have an excuse to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to talk to this person that knows something that I don't. I'm going to see what I can take away from their experience and what I can learn from it and apply it to my own life, so I don't have to go through those experiences. I can learn from what they've been through and apply it to my life. And hopefully that will be I'll have a better understanding and solution to my own problems, so I can learn from them and apply it to what I'm doing. So that has been really cool. It's been an unexpected education, this podcast. So again, just learning from people. It's been awesome. That's why I love podcasting, is because I love to learn. Now, looking forward, this podcast will be taking a break. But do not worry, I will still be doing podcasts. I will still be behind the scenes and producing several podcasts that you can expect to continue to come out. Shout out to Small Town Big Business, Russ Williams. And we have some exciting things coming with that podcast that I'm going to be focusing on my attention to improving and taking the next steps for that podcast as well. So keep watching Small Town Big Business, as well as a new podcast, Isn't That Rich, with my FSB. Shout out to Jill Franks and Ashley McVicker. And it's a financial podcast that teaches you the tips and tricks that you need to know that you didn't necessarily know, or they taught you in high school or college. I've learned so much from that podcast already, so be sure to check out their pages. I'll be working on those podcasts still. So this podcast is taking a break, but I'm not stopping podcasting. Okay? I need a break. So why am I taking this break? I need time to take a step back and re-strategize. Change is inevitable. And I need to have some time to reflect and see what I need to change, what I want to change, to be able to have a clear roadmap moving forward. I need to set new goals, big goals and small goals, and I need to create this roadmap for myself moving forward, for my production company moving forward, for Union Street Arts moving forward, for what I want to do next. And I need some time away and pretty significant time blocks dedicated to working on this stuff. And so I'm using the time that I would normally be doing this podcast, and I'm using that more towards re-strategizing, setting new goals, and working on some internal things that need done. People only see the tip of the iceberg when it comes to social media, living in the public life, whatever. There's so much foundation underneath that it takes to build up to that point, but people really only see the point. So what I need to do is focus on foundation and building up, and resetting, readjusting to the circumstances that are now at hand. Because we've been doing this a year, and a lot has changed since we started this podcast. Circumstances have changed, personnel has changed. But what has been consistent is the pursuit of growth and curiosity and sustainability for this project. Union Street Arts, that's the focus to keep this going. And to be able to do that, there's finances involved. There's lots of foundational things that have to be taken care of before we can have the good stuff, the transcendent top of the pyramid, where we can have fun events, create the impact that we want, to give back in the way that we want. It takes a lot to be able to get to those points. And so we are going to be working on our foundation and building up to, what is coming next. Because what is coming next is very exciting. And we're creating what's coming next. We're creating that change in our own selves, in our own lives, in our own business. And so we need time dedicated to do that. This podcast takes a lot of time and a lot of thought and consideration and planning. And so time is valuable. And I was happy, I guess, or I don't know if I was happy, but this podcast is not monetized. I haven't made a cent from this podcast, and it's taken a lot of time. So, when it comes to being a business owner, you really have to weigh what you're doing with your time, because time is money. And again, like I mentioned, the sustainability aspect of this project, we want to be here for a long time. And to do that, we have to fund ourselves. We're self-funded, which is really hard, but it also gives us the independence that we seek and desire, and say, I can take a break from this podcast, or I can dedicate the time I want to do this. I can make those decisions for myself. And that's a powerful feeling, an empowering thing. And I know I'm very lucky and privileged to be in that position, but I know I work hard. I've worked hard, really, really hard to be where I'm at right now. And I'm going to continue to work hard. I'm going to continue to create community, create events, create experiences. But I have to focus on some other things right now besides this podcast. But like I said, I will not be stopping podcasting. There will be a season 2 of Union Street Podcast. It won't look like this necessarily. What that looks like, I'm not sure. I do have a vision for it coming back for season 2, but I'm going to allow myself some time away to figure out what that is, how does it make the most sense into the entire operation. It's been great though. It really, really has. And like I said, I will be continuing. So keep on watching. We do have a few events coming up. I don't know if I'll be back on before, but we do have the Union Street Arts Fair on May 6th. That's a Saturday before Mother's Day, so be sure to go check it out. We've already got a bunch of vendors signed up. We're going to have more coming. Hopefully have food trucks, music, just have a good time downtown supporting local goods, local businesses, local art, and just see some cool things that you may not be able to without getting into a city like St. Louis, Nashville. Come down here to downtown Marion. We'll give you a little bit of a taste with a lot less of the price and drive and transport and everything. So we're going to try to make this a little slice of our own, downtown neighborhood. So come check it out. Be a part of the experience. We hope to see you there. Change is inevitable, and I want to embrace it. The more likely I am, or the better I am at embracing change, I think the better results I can expect in the future. And so I want things to change constantly. I want to pursue growth. I want to continually to improve. Another reason I'm taking a break from this podcast is for my own mental and physical health. There's not enough emphasis on health in today's modern world, whether it's your diet, exercise, overall fitness and well-being. I think it's important to take note of that and to continuously work on, your health and your well-being. I'm training for a marathon right now. On my break, I want to focus on my marathon training and getting in as best shape as I can be. The marathon's March 25th, a few more weeks away. So I really want to hone in these last few weeks, 30 days or so, to maximize my physical and mental health to be able to perform at the highest level whenever it comes to race day on the Rim Lake Marathon. It's my first marathon. Training has been going really well. It's been really difficult. It's been about 4 or 5 months. So if you want to know more about my training and my own personal fitness journey, go to my Instagram, @TheLukeO'Neil. Follow me there. Check out my stories. I post when I'm training. I don't post a lot in the feed, but check out the stories because a lot goes on there. So yeah, my own physical and mental, I need a refresher. I need a break. And again, I need to re-strategize. That's what's happening. And every third Thursday, we do have an open mic we've been hosting. So if you want to play music, that's another aspect we can do. Something easy. It only takes a couple hours once a month to provide a platform for people to come in to our space, our main event space here, and play some music. It takes a lot to get on stage and to perform in front of a crowd. And so I commend all the people that do it. It's not easy. It's something about when those lights come on and there's an audience. I think it's harder than doing it like this on just talking to a camera because, there's no one actually here sitting in front of me. It's just a camera. But when there's a live audience and there's that interaction, that intimacy and immediacy is intimidating. So come to our open mics, face your fears, do some stand-up, play a song, read a poem. That's every third Thursday here in downtown Marion. It's a kind of a special thing that the city's doing that we're participating in, where the merchants stay open late, the coffee shop's open. There's deals going on every third Thursday just to promote people to get downtown. So I think it's awesome, and I love supporting the local economy and local town and business people here. So come out to our open mic. We'll still be doing those. And so that's it. I'm going to predict the news. Be careful out there of the AI revolution. It's here. It's happening. It's in full force. So just watch out. Keep our humanity, how AI sees us, how we see the world. Just stay rooted in what it means to be a human with all the technology and AI that's coming. I know I'm sucked into it, I just a reminder to keep our humanity, right? And that's it. So change is inevitable. Change is coming. I think that is a good thing. This is the end of season 1. I want to end it by stating a few quotes about change that I think are impactful. The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. Progress is impossible without change, and those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. Change will not come for us if we wait for it. We must be the change we seek. There is no struggle. If there is no struggle, there is no progress. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. So we're making changes. This podcast is taking a break. That's a big change. We will be back for season 2. It won't look like exactly like this, but we do have about 10 people already signed up and interested in doing it. So we will be coming back. There will be guest-based shows. We're going to continue. We're going to keep living life. Keep following us on social media because we'll keep posting there. And if you're still listening and you followed this podcast, season 1, I just want to say thank you because there's a lot of content and media out today. And so that you would consider watching or listening to this does mean a lot. And I really appreciate you being a part of this community and following this journey. It's great to hopefully have one person even take something from this or be inspired from this, or if I can give value to one person by doing this, then I think it's worth it. So I will be back. We will be back at Union Street Podcast. We're going to get to 100 episodes. I'm just putting that out there. We will. And, we're going to keep cranking out content. We're going to focus on other areas. and keep living our best lives, keep progressing forward. It's the only way, moving forward. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching the Union Tree Podcast. Season 1 has been great. Like I said, an unexpected education, a great journey. And I'm just so thankful and blessed to be in this position. I know comes with great responsibility, and I don't take that lightly, and I'm very appreciative. And so I want to stay humble, keep hungry, stay tenacious, keep caring, stay genuine, and just be happy, So signing off for now, season 1. Thank you again. I really appreciate all the support that we've had through this podcast. If you've been a guest on this podcast, thank you. And stay tuned for season 2. We will be back, and I'll see you when we return.